Robert McCall lives a life of quiet routine in Boston, waking before dawn, preparing breakfast, and leaving his modest apartment with precision. Before sunrise, he drives through empty streets, the air crisp against his face, and parks in the same place each morning. His life appears ordinary, his job at the Home Mart hardware store uneventful, yet something in his thoughtful gaze hints at a complex past. At work, he helps customers with kindness and an uncanny attention to detail, whether choosing the right paint, the perfect tool, or offering patient recommendations. But there's a rhythm to his small talk, a measure to his calmness, that speaks of deeper history and hidden strength. After work, McCall visits a local diner where he shares silent nods with familiar faces. He reads classical literature, devouring passages with a reverence that contrasts his unassuming lifestyle. Even his movements at home are deliberate, each action measured, each moment intentional. Though his life here in Boston is simple, tranquil, and ordered, the world seems unaware, blissfully oblivious, of the force beneath the surface. Conversations with coworkers are warm but distant. Strangers might call him polite, unfazed, unremarkable, yet his eyes flicker, always observing, always calculating. Beneath the stillness, a layer of precision whispers of experience, of capability, and of a man who seems ordinary, but whose silence is heavy with unspoken stories. In this initial chapter, we see McCall's calm existence and the simple life he has built in Boston, a life that feels peaceful but quietly poised for change. In Boston's hum of activity, McCall unwittingly begins a small but meaningful routine of visits to a local cafe, where he notices a young woman named Terry. She works long hours as an exotic dancer, her exhaustion thinly veiled beneath forced smiles and layered makeup. McCall watches her from a respectful distance, gently observing her struggle, her fatigue, her isolation. There's no judgment in his gaze, rather, a quiet empathy and understanding. One day, he offers her a book from his own shelf, a novel with worn edges that seems to hold comfort in each page. Terry is hesitant at first, unsure why this stranger, calm and gentle, would offer anything at all. But his sincerity, rooted deep within patient warmth, allows her to accept it. Through small smiles and brief exchanges, a budding friendship forms between two weary souls. McCall learns fragments of Terry's life, the long nights, the unwanted attention, the exhaustion that seeps into her bones. He listens without pressure, without haste, giving her the rare gift of being heard. In return, she begins to see in him a beacon of non-judgment, a presence grounded in respect. Their conversations are small, shared over coffee, brief glances, or gentle encouragement, but significant. Little by little, McCall's presence becomes a source of solace, offering Terry a momentary reprieve from the world's weight. And though his past remains unspoken, his quiet support plants a seed of purpose, hinting that McCall's life might not be as ordinary as it first appears. As McCall's rapport with Terry strengthens, subtle ripples from his hidden past begin to surface. Though calm and composed in his routines, fragments of earlier life, disciplined movements, impeccable posture, sharp intuition, suggest a man whose history wasn't always tranquil. At the hardware store, McCall demonstrates an almost instinctive understanding of tools, mechanisms, and strategies that are far beyond what the job requires. He watches the world with a keen eye, noticing details others overlook, yet never draws attention to himself. Alone, he pores over books, works on small projects, practices old techniques with quiet precision. In moments of stillness, the rhythm of his breath seems to contain decades of disciplined focus. Boston's streets hold a familiarity that feels deeper than his apparent tenure. Though McCall speaks little of where he's been or who he once was, something in his calm steadiness suggests a life shaped by extraordinary experiences, perhaps hardship, perhaps duty, perhaps battles fought in silence. At times, when noise clatters unexpectedly, a sudden shout, a loud crash, his muscles tense, instincts flaring with instantaneous awareness. Then, just as swiftly, he relaxes again, concealing every trace of heightened alertness. Those around him see only a polite, quiet man, but inside, dormant forces flicker like embers, ready, though untapped in this new chapter of McCall's life. There's a sense that beneath the everyday routines, beneath the measured calm, lies a remarkable story, one that waits just beyond the periphery of this peaceful Boston existence. One evening, Terry arrives at the cafe visibly shaken, her hands trembling slightly as she settles into her seat. Her eyes are clouded with fear, a fear that was not there before. McCall notices the subtle tremor in her voice as she speaks, the unspoken terror etched on her face. She explains, hesitantly at first, that her situation has taken a dangerous turn. Menacing figures from her workplace have begun to follow her, whisper threats in shadows, instilling fear with intent. She tries to laugh it off, but her eyes betray a deeper worry, a terror that has burrowed into her bones. McCall listens, calm, attentive, present, allowing her to share without interruption or judgment. Terry describes how these men exploit dancers with cruel control, using fear as leverage to isolate and intimidate. She recounts events that made her flinch, moments that left her unsettled long after they ended. Her voice carries exhaustion, the kind that lingers and refuses rest. As she speaks, McCall remains silent, absorbing every detail with unwavering attention. There's a weight in his silence, not indifference, but careful consideration, as though each word she shares is being cataloged, analyzed, weighed. Though he says nothing yet, his steady gaze offers reassurance that she isn't alone in this moment. When Terry finishes, her shoulders slump with both relief and lingering fear, as if speaking has released a burden and yet revealed its enormity. In that moment, McCall's serene presence becomes an anchor, a constant amidst her swirling anxiety. The next day, McCall walks through Boston's bustling streets with purposeful quiet. The distant hum of traffic and voices create a tapestry of sound that most would overlook, but McCall hears subtleties, the cadence of footsteps, the rhythm of passing cars, the nuanced conversations drifting on the breeze. His mind is still work, like a careful architect sketching a blueprint. At the cafe, he sits alone, sipping his coffee with poise, yet beneath his poised surface, gears are turning. He watches the comings and goings, observing not just faces, but patterns of movement, untangling subtle threads of human behavior that most would never notice. Across the street, he sees the men Terry mentioned, their coarse laughter and rough gestures betraying an air of aggression that most would avoid, but not McCall. He registers them with calm precision, their demeanors noted, their patterns remembered. When they glance in his direction, their eyes flicker with mild curiosity, unaware that they've just crossed paths with a man who sees everything. McCall's gaze lingers on them for a moment, unflinching, his face a composed mask of neutrality. In that stillness of observation, there's an unspoken readiness, not impulsive, not emotional, but calculated. To the casual observer, he's just another man sipping coffee, blending into Boston's rhythm. But beneath this placid exterior lies a mind honing possibilities, assessing risks, preparing with silent deliberation. His calm hasn't betrayed his awareness. Instead, it's sharpened it. And though he doesn't act yet, that state of poised observation is the quiet precursor to choices that will soon matter deeply. In the days that follow, McCall cultivates a delicate balance between routine and vigilance. He walks the familiar streets of Boston, attentive to the minutiae of daily life, the way light catches on glass storefronts, the cadence of footsteps on pavement, the subtle shifts in conversations drifting between strangers. But beneath this serene exterior lies a sharper focus, one honed through quiet introspection and careful observation. Each morning, McCall rises before sunrise, his breath steady, his mind deliberate. He visits the same cafe, greets familiar faces with gentle nods, all while storing discreet observations within his calm mind. Terry's fear, once spoken in hesitance, now resonates deeper within him, stirring something resolute underneath his composed demeanor. Though he doesn't show it, each detail she shared becomes a thread, a fragment weaving toward a larger understanding of the danger she faces. McCall's eyes study the streets with measured precision. He watches the men who trouble her, their gestures abrupt, their voices coarse, noting their habits, their movements, their routines. More than mere curiosity, there's calculation here, a careful cataloging of behavior, timing, and vulnerability. In the hardware store, McCall's gentle disposition persists, offering customers patient, thoughtful help, his tone kind, yet his mind alert. In moments of stillness, he reflects with a quiet intensity that hints at deeper reserves. Others see only his unwavering calm, but beneath it lies a deliberate stirring of purpose. For McCall, justice isn't reaction, it's preparation, the quiet forging of readiness that precedes action. As the tension surrounding Terry's situation intensifies, McCall's composed presence becomes an anchor amid rising unease. He continues his routines, precise, unhurried, and deeply intentional. Yet beneath that calm surface lies a mind weaving strategies with careful deliberation. McCall observes, listens, and reflects with a patience that feels almost sacred. His connection with Terry deepens beyond casual familiarity, resting instead on quiet trust. Each conversation they share reveals more of her fear, her exhaustion, her longing for stability. She moves with an uneasy grace, trying to mask her alarm, but McCall notices the subtle tremors in her voice and the way her eyes shift when shadows lengthen. In response, he remains a steady presence, calm, unintrusive, and attentive, lending her dignity through patient listening. There are no grand speeches, no promises made in haste. Instead, he offers something far rarer, consistent reassurance grounded in attentive presence. Outside of these exchanges, McCall's vigilance sharpens. He tracks the men who have imposed fear upon Terry with a disciplined eye, noting their habits and the patterns of their interactions. Yet, his approach isn't impulsive, it's thoughtful, measured, controlled. Each observation is cataloged, each detail absorbed without haste. McCall's every breath whispers careful intention. In moments of quiet reflection at home, as he prepares meals or reads, there's a subtle tension between calm and anticipation, between stillness and readiness. His life's rhythms remain unchanged outwardly, but beneath every ordinary motion lies a mind quietly steering toward choices that matter, guided by compassion, precision, and purpose. McCall's presence remains a steady current in Terry's world, an unspoken assurance against the rising tide of fear that surrounds her. Each morning, as the sun gently lifts over Boston's skyline, he moves through routines that seem ordinary but are deeply intentional. He opens doors with a quiet grace, helps customers at the hardware store with attentive patience, and greets familiar faces at the cafe with warmth, all while maintaining an acute awareness of his environment. For McCall, observation isn't passive, it's deliberate, precise, and deeply rooted in empathy. His bond with Terry grows subtly but meaningfully, grounded in trust, respect, and shared moments of calm conversation. Though they speak mainly about everyday things, books, the changing seasons, fleeting moments of beauty in the city, Terry senses in McCall a quiet strength that isn't driven by ego, but by a grounded compassion that feels rare. In her presence, she discovers a sense of peace that contrasts starkly with the unease she's endured. And yet, beneath McCall's calm exterior, his mind continues to weave patterns of insight and preparedness. He notices the smallest details, the way shadows fall on certain streets, the cadence of footsteps that pass their table at the cafe, the slight hesitation in Terry's voice on certain evenings. These fragments are woven into a tapestry of understanding, building silently, carefully, purposefully. McCall's courage isn't loud or dramatic. It grows quietly, like a steady flame nourished by thoughtful observation and compassion. And though no significant action has yet unfolded, the foundation laid through these small moments hints at a man ready to act not out of anger or impulse, but out of deliberate intention, guided by a quiet conviction that emerges not from chaos, but from calm. Boston's early dusk settles softly over the city as McCall walks the familiar streets, his figure calm against the fading light. The air hums with distant sounds, cars passing, conversations drifting through open windows, footsteps on pavement, a symphony of ordinary life that both grounds and amplifies his contemplative presence. Though McCall's external demeanor remains composed, beneath that tranquil surface lies a mind weighing choices with quiet precision. His friendship with Terry has deepened into something meaningful, an unspoken connection forged through patience, trust, and shared moments of simple sincerity. McCall's presence has become a source of solace, not through grand gestures, but through consistent, attentive engagement. When Terry speaks of her fears, he listens without haste, without judgment, and without imposing solutions. There's something restorative in his calm, a reminder that even amid uncertainty, one can find clarity through presence. Each detail she reveals becomes a carefully noted piece of a larger puzzle, absorbed not with panic, but with thoughtful intent. McCall's own routines continue, precise, deliberate, and unhurried. At the hardware store, he offers guidance with warm patience, fixing small problems with quiet focus. At home, he prepares meals with gentle care, each movement reflective of an inner discipline honed over time. And in the quiet of the evening, he reads, not to escape, but to reflect, to understand, and to navigate the undercurrents of a world that often speaks too loudly. Though no decisive action has yet occurred, McCall's calm readiness is palpable, a silent force building beneath the surface, anchored not in impulse, but in purpose. In Boston's gentle morning light, Robert McCall moves through the city with composed grace, every step measured, every breath intentional. The day begins like countless others, with quiet routines, simple greetings, and a serene focus that seems ordinary to any passerby. Yet beneath this composed exterior, something in McCall's mind quietly rises, shaped by empathy, observation, and an unwavering commitment to protect those who cannot shield themselves. His friendship with Terry has deepened into a bond grounded in respect and trust, forged not by dramatic declarations, but by his consistent presence and patient listening. Though she's still cautious and worried about her own situation, there's a subtle shift within her, a sense of reassurance that comes from knowing she isn't alone. McCall's interactions reflect his quiet resolve. At work, he helps customers with attentive patience. At the cafe, he offers Terry warm, calm encouragement. Walking the streets, he observes with careful precision, noting the subtle rhythms of the city's life. Each action, though unremarkable in isolation, collectively reveals a man rooted in deliberate intention. McCall's readiness isn't born of anger or impulse. It's shaped by empathy, integrity, and quiet reflection. There's an inner strength in his calm, an unwavering conviction that justice doesn't require chaos, but purposeful action guided by clarity and care. In the soft glow of Boston's awakening day, McCall stands poised, not as a force of unrestrained power, but as a composed presence, resolute and ready. The seeds of change have been cultivated, though the moment of transformation lies just beyond this horizon. His path forward is grounded in unwavering purpose.